So now you're here again.
Hey guys, Dondi Sanchez here with IPGRentals.com. Today we're going to talk to you about a piece of equipment that you can rent that'll give you the ability to do many different things, but at the same time it'll help you raise your production value. We'll tell you what that is coming up right after this. So the piece of equipment that we were talking about is the Kessler Second Shooter. Now just to give you guys a little history, I've been working on a show for the past 6 months and we had the Kessler Second Shooter on there and we used it in many different ways. Most of the time it was all for time lapses that they'll use for transition and show time, but I really enjoyed working with it. Quick setup, easy to travel with, easy to get from one location to the other, and it really raised the production value on the things that you can get. That's why I really enjoy working with it. And I think that is something that you guys should try renting out and using on your projects. So our second shooter package comes with the pan tilt head, the battery pack, Ethernet cables for communication, the controller, and the motor. And if you need to rent a slider, we have the Kessler Cine slider here, and this is a 4-foot slider. To me, it's long enough to give you a good amount of motion that you need, especially for time lapses. Plus, it's easy for travel. Okay, so just so you know, let's say you're renting this and we're going to ship it out to you. It's only going to come in 2 cases. So the Kessler head and everything will come in this case right here. And if you want the slider with it, it comes with this 4-foot canvas bag. So it's pretty easy for travel if you need it for a project. But some of the other positive aspects of this is the compactness of it. So like you'll see here is that we have our Benro fluid head on here. But you could easily, if you have your own or if you need to rent from us too, a quick release plate for other DSLRs that you could put on there, and just look at the compactness that it has once you use this type of plate. All right guys, so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna show you how quick and simple it is to set this up. I mean, you can be up and running, I would say 5 to 10 minutes. That's including you setting up your shot, going through the menus, and doing your practice all within 10 minutes. So what we did here was, it comes with these Ethernet cables, which is all for the communication. And to simplify it even more, what we did was we color coded the cables. So we have, we labeled them RGB, okay? We labeled the green one for the motor. Okay, so we'll just put that right there. And then if you just go red, blue, we have red for the tilt, and if you go right here, you'll see this is where the tilt is. So we're going to put the red here. Now, I should tell you, it really doesn't matter what colors you put where, as long as the one end matches the other end as far pan to pan, tilt to tilt, motor to slider. Okay, as long as you match that up, you'll be good to go. For me, for my purposes, I always like simplifying things. So whenever I have to connect things, I always color code things. So what we're going to do is blue to pan, and right here I will turn this for you right here, and I'll see right here, this is where the pan goes right there. Put that in there. All right, and then on the other side we're going to grab our controller here. Okay, now on the controller right here you're going to see we have blue and pan. We have red and tilt. And here I call it a motor, and on the controller it says slider. So we're just going to put the slider here, right there, okay? Now, Kessler also came up with their own super cool locking system. It's all magnetic for their batteries. It's called the MagnaLink integration battery, okay? So basically it's a battery, but you have your LEDs here, okay? So all you got to do is, since there's magnets on both sides, you put it on there and it automatically clicks it. I love the magnet part because while you're moving this or anything like that, this is not going to fall off. It's on there pretty good. The strength of it are awesome. Then you put your controller on here just like that, and it grabs it same. So, I mean, you can see that it's on there pretty good. So I like what they did very much. Then what you got to do is you grab your power cable here, which comes with it as well. And on the bottom here, let me just take this off. You'll see here the power. You're going to put that in there. And then on the bottom of the battery, I'll take that off too. Another good thing is how easy it comes off too. Even though they're strong magnets, I mean, you saw how easy it was to come off as well. Here, and you're good to go. All right, so now that took nothing. Once you have your slider all set up, your cable's all ready to go. One thing that I will tell you this, when you do your movement and you go to set up your movement, make sure, this is probably one of the only cons I really don't like about it, is that you have this, let's say, what's this, 3 feet, 36 inches worth of Ethernet cable here. So on your move, you got to make sure that it doesn't get stuck in here or tangled up. That's the only bad thing that I could say about it, but otherwise, everything else, I really like the setup and the simplification of the whole thing. All right, so right now what we're going to do is we're going to go into showing you how to put on the actual motor bracket, okay? But it's very, very simple. You'll have these 2 screws under here, okay? And all you do is loosen them, and you see it moving. And when it comes off, just like that, very simple, okay? This system comes with 2 pulleys, just so you know. And the difference for the pulleys are if you need it faster and if your shots are going to be on an incline. And if you rent from us, it really doesn't matter because we'll send you both pulley systems. Now, just so you know, they have 2 different types of motor. They have a high torque motor and the normal motor. This motor here is the normal motor. For our purposes, the high torque motor is way too loud for sound. If you're just shooting B-roll stuff or time lapses, fine, you're not really worried about sound. But if you're using this as a true second shooter where you have it on a second angle and you're worried about sound, you have to go with the normal motor. All right, so now going into setting up a shot here, and I'm just going to make something very simple for you guys. So on here, you'll see that it says program mode, manual mode, turntable, and then settings. Now, some of the shooting modes that you can do right here are manual mode, looping mode, turntable mode, time-lapse mode, and stop motion. Now, just to go into that a little bit, on the manual mode is when you want to just use it and use the controller to go left, right, tilt up and down. Okay, and if you want to turn, pan left or right, you have to actually hold the shift and the arrow buttons, the side buttons. So there and this way. So if you want to pan, you don't forget to hold the shift. Otherwise, the left or right will be to move the camera left or right on the slider. Okay. Now, the other thing is you could actually change the speed here by either from 0 to 100. So right now, for these demonstration purposes, I just have it on 50, just to show you. Okay, and then once you press enter, it goes down to running, and this is still in manual mode. So one of the other modes that you can do with the second shooter is the looping mode. Now, the looping mode is perfect for 2 camera shoots, and you only have enough money in the budget for 1 camera op. And at the same time, it shows that the production value is there. It raises it up a little bit. Why? Because you're adding movement to the second camera. Now, especially these days with budgetary cuts and the way things are going on just in the industry and in the world, this is where the second shooter comes in very good, especially now. Now, we do a lot of interview shoots with sports guys or entertainers or things like that. And what I would definitely do is I would set this up as a B camera shoot, and I would set it up where it's just keeps going around the guy on a second angle. So once I set it up and the person is in his chair, like I would just leave the main shot as a lock off and then go ahead and set this up as movement and then just send all your audio and everything to your main camera. And then in post, you could just cut between these two and right away it looks like you have a bigger crew. The production value is better. It shows the client will probably be even more happy than just having two static shots. Anytime you can have movement to your shot, I think it just adds so much. That's just me personally. One of the other things is this thing can also be a turntable. So if we take all this off and we just have this base plate right here, this thing could be your turntable and it'll just keep going 360 and it can go as fast or slow as you want. And then the last shooting mode that it does is the stop motion mode. If you're a cinematographer that loves doing stop motion, you could easily do this with the second shooter. All right, so let's show you how to set up a shot. Undo this here, and I'm going to try to do this where you can see. So like I was saying before, you have program mode, manual move, turntable settings. So right now we're just going to go under program move. It shows you have 2 keyframes or 3 keyframes. I'm just going to show you 2 keyframe one because once you know how to do the 2, you'll know how to do the 3 right away. It's just adding one more keyframe to it, one more move. So we press 2. It says set the first keyframe. So let's just say the first keyframe I wanted to go up. Right? And let's just say I wanted to do this from here, right? And then the second one, I press enter there, and then it says second keyframe. Let's just say I wanted to go down. And the good thing about it is if you pass, you just have to use the arrow to go up or down or left or right if you go past the point you want on the pan, tilt, zoom. And then let's say I wanted to move here. And then enter. Now after that, it says loop scrub, run once, time lapse, stop motion. What I'm going to do is I'm using the loop because remember what I explained to you before is the loop motion, perfect for 2 camera shoots where you want to have a movement always going on your second camera around the person you're interviewing. Shows it's a lot better shot than just a still static shot. So I'm using the loop scrub one here. I press enter. It takes it down to the next one, which is ramp. And basically what ramp is what it does to get up to speed to start doing the move. Okay, I'm going to leave it at 30 just for now, but you have the ability to change that at whatever you want as well. Enter. And then run. When you put it on highlight run, you press enter and it'll take it through the move. It'll start from 1 and then it'll start doing it. Goes down. As it's moving down, it's tilting down. So very simple. I'm going to stop this here real quick. Once you press the enter button, it'll stop it. And now it'll pause it too. So let's say you need to pause or stop tape for a second. What's cool about it is that if you press enter, it'll stop it. Once you press enter again, it'll just pick up where it left off. Now, if you want to reset it, all you do is you press menu, right? Menu. And as long as you keep pressing menu, it keeps going back in the menus. And you could do program another move. If you do program another move, it'll say, do you want to edit the move or do you want a new move? And let's say you're done with that shot, you want to do a new shot, you press new move, and then it takes you back again from 2 keyframes to 3 keyframes. So that's pretty much it. It's like I said, it's pretty simple to use. I actually love this piece of equipment. After working with it for 6 months straight, it was a really good asset for the whole production team. We had quite a few of them on set. We had a 4-foot one like this, and then I think there was one that was a 6-foot one. And a 6-foot one was good. To me, it was just a little harder for travel and getting from place to place. So that's why I think the 4-foot one is good. But that's just me. You can do whatever works for you. So I hope you liked the video. If you're interested in renting the Kessler Second Shooter, we'll put a link at the description of this video that'll take you right to the site for you to be able to rent it. And if you also use it for other things, please leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. We try to put out videos every Monday just for you. And also check out our extensive library on all the equipment that we have as well. Remember, IPG Rentals, our gear, your vision.
The future is now.